Go ahead and make your arguments as to bond, because it sounds like we're going to need to address this.
Yes, Your Honor. As I was stating, I know we had addressed how many violations that she had, and all the ones before September, it sounds like Ms. Moody did admit to those violations at a prior hearing. So she's asking that the court takes that into consideration. She did turn herself in on this warrant, and she does not mind being put on the sober link or some type of device. And she's asking that this court please consider the PR with the sober link.
Ms. McDuffie?
So I am just trying to backtrack, but it's not even that important. Miss Moody admitted to the violations, the first set of them, I think she admitted to. I'm not sure about the second set that we got afterwards, whether that was a download that was done after she was in custody or not. But I don't think it really matters in a sense, because the issue is not how forthcoming she is even now. It's just the drinking itself and how she cannot seem to stop doing it. I understand there's a hearing to be held on the latest round of violations, but I've seen no insight from Ms. Moody where she's even comprehending that she really has a problem. She's been in treatment and completed it. I think that was residential treatment at one point because she was in custody before for around a scram violation. So and this is the underlying high BAC case as well. So I don't think that it's safe for Ms. Moody to be out, quite frankly. And the one thing that I have seen is that Ms. Moody has constantly been interested on when she can get her driver's license back versus her underlying sobriety that got her here to begin with. So with that being said, I will request that bond continue. It's denied. I think it's denied in this case.
Excuse me, can I just add something to that? I have been taking my sobriety seriously, and ever since I've been out of treatment, I'm in outpatient treatment. And I've been going to outpatient treatment ever since that I've been out of residential treatment. And I do have paperwork to prove that I have been taking my sobriety seriously. I have been engaging in church, and it wasn't really the matter of my driver's license, the issue. It was that's the only way that I could provide for myself. It's like trying to go back and forth to work to take care of my children. But I am taking my sobriety very seriously, and I have not drunk anything since I've been out of treatment, and that's been 7 months now. I just wanted to add that. That was all.
Ms. Moody, I don't understand how you could tell us that you've been out of treatment for 7 months.
Yes, because I got out of treatment July the 26th.
It's December, ma'am.
Right. I'm saying that's when I got out of treatment, and I've been sober ever since I've been out of treatment. So since I've been out of treatment, I've been doing outpatient.
That's 5 months at max, more like 4.
No, my last drinking event was in May. So that's why I'm saying I've been sober for 7 months now, because I haven't drunk anything since May.
So you're before the court today because the gram tether showed that you tested positive for alcohol at a 0.054 on Tuesday, September the 5th. And that the absorption rate went down to 0.10, then 0.08 before you actually, well, it doesn't show you actually returned to baseline. It says that the event passed the environmental contaminant test, which means that they did a test to try to determine whether this was alcoholic absorption or whether or not it was actually some other type of environmental issue, such as whatever you're claiming happened with respect to your actual health situation. So this is saying that that is not the issue. Same is true for the October 21st event in which you tested 0.053%. So that is the issue. whether you've been clean or not clean. The fact of the matter is, I understand what you're saying happened versus what the device is saying happened. And we're going to have a hearing on that. We'll bring your doctor in and bring in the actual owners of these devices to explain whether what your doctor is claiming would have even potentially affected the numbers in this particular case. And I think it's the elimination rate that's going to be the problem for you, considering we just had a hearing on these yesterday, because the reality is if it's not a alcohol event and it's actually an environmental contaminant, then the elimination rate doesn't show the way it does here, based on what I learned yesterday. So we'll still have that hearing and go from there. In this particular case, I have not seen as many violations for one person who is charged with a high BAC ever over the course of the term of their actual bond. There are, let me rephrase that, violation for drinking. I've seen violations for not testing that may span than this. Or for actually drinking, this is the first. So if we don't believe what you're saying, there's a reason for that. So we'll allow your doctor to come in and tell us what is actually going on and go from there. As to the bond, I'm still in the same position that I was in before, which is that I am not willing to allow her, unless she's doing home confinement at her house. I might consider that.
I'm willing to do whatever you allow me to do.
Home confinement and and she's not going anywhere. She will be on home confinement and the Miss McDuffie, I know you don't want this, so what would you prefer if I'm going to put her on a home confinement? Would it be, and the only reason I'm doing is because she has to be with her children, and I can appreciate that. What would you prefer, the Scram, which requires a download, which we've had a problem with her before, or the Sober Link, which we will know automatically?
Honestly, I kind of anticipate a bunch of problems with the Sober Link too. But I think I think it's fine for right now for the interim. And I'm actually, yeah, I think it's fine for right now until we can get through the hearing and figure out, what the reality is with the explanation that was provided for the results. If that checks out, if for some reason they determine that her explanation is actually accurate, then I would prefer for her to go back on Scram after that. But for now, Sober Link until the hearing is okay.
Okay. Ma'am, if you miss the Sober Link test, I will have you picked up.
Yes, ma'am.
So the reason I'm considering it is because of your children and because you did turn yourself in. I was told that you turned yourself in. So because of those things, I would give you that opportunity. Put you on a home confinement and the Sober Link, which you need to have both before you can be released from custody. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I'll